Hey guys, happy Black Friday over here. Time to do some operations. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving there. We did. I'm full of turkey, and all that stuff. Had a big turkey there and, all the fixings, the whole bit right there. And now we're starting to put Christmas stuff up. So Christmas trees going up and, all my Christmas lights, I got those up over there. And now it's time to settle down over here and do a little operations right here. So we're gonna be taking out that long set of cars all the way down to Huntington Beach today. But in the meantime here, before we get started, you can see our hauler here is still sitting here at the on the rip track. We got the plow over here. The guys just gotta come over here and fix that up. Let's get fired up. Let's see here, grab the right locomotive here. All right. And it looks like we have Mr. Torres over there, just off to the left, on the local, and Engineer Rick. We got to do a little shuffling around over here before we go, though, because I did take a look at my car cards and put a little thought into this, which is usually a bad thing in my case, because we got a whole bunch of cars there, and they're all going down to Huntington Beach, but they're all going to different industries. We got to kind of sort things out, and so we got to change the cars around there. So while we pull out, let me show you. So the gondolas right there got to be in the back. And then we got the whole line of box cars right there. And then the wood cars over there, they got the center beam and the flat right there. Those got to be in the front. So first off, we're going to get that done. Let me prop you up over here. And we'll get back in here, grab our train. Oh, we're all the way back here. So let's see here. I think the first thing we'll do is just grab the two gondolas right there. I'm gonna put the cars or the camera right here so you can kind of see stuff. We'll grab the two gondolas since they're gonna be all the way at the back. Right there is good. We'll put the two gondolas off to the side here, and then put the box cars on top of them, or in front of them, and that'll leave our wood cars to be up towards the front end of the next to the locomotives there. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to get all this done today or what, but we're going to get started. And I need a better skewer here. That one needs a little sharpening. Or I need to figure out how to use them a little bit better here. Come on, there we go. So, Thanksgiving is over. Thank goodness. And I'm definitely not going out shopping. I think I got pretty much everything I need for Christmas. I kind of never put the camera way out here, huh? Both me and my wife were talking. We were like, we don't really need a whole bunch of stuff for Christmas, We don't need a whole bunch of Christmas presents and whatnot. I mean, I could always do some more train stuff, but I usually just pick that stuff out myself. But we're kind of saying, like, we don't really need a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if you get older and it's like, what do you want for Christmas? Well, nothing. Alright, I think right there is good. We'll cut them off right there. Just spotting them there temporarily. Let me see, can you even see any of that stuff? Let me bring you a little bit closer, I guess. Right here above the palm tree. grab our box cars. We'll put them in front of the hoppers, or the hoppers. I don't know what I'm talking about today. Trust me, I didn't drink anything last night or this morning. I'm still drinking my coffee. The gondolas. All right. I don't think we got a good connection there. Come on, shove it. There we go. You have to wait for that little thing to coupler to kind of flip, you know. Anyway, like I said, hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. We did here. Had my daughter and son-in-law over. And my son-in-law smoked the turkey. And then they're doing Christmas over at their place. So I'm looking forward to that. There we go. And being California, of course, it was, 82 yesterday. And the day before that, actually, it was even warmer. It was like almost 80, I think 84, 85 or something like that. Crazy. I actually had the AC on. I mean, I had the AC on yesterday because, you know, we're kind of cooking and stuff like that, making side dishes and all that over here. So, and it being 82 outside, you know, I had all the doors and windows and everything opened up. And finally it got too hot, had to close everything up and put the AC on. All right there is good. Let's keep shoving back. I'm gonna get a swig of my coffee here. Got my proper coffee cup for the Friday ops. Benjamin is sitting on the couch there. We're gonna start watching Formula One. You gotta stop right here. Hold on. Woo. I think I saw this. I had to change that turnout over there. Actually, right there is good anyway. Alright. Now, we can grab our two lumber cars and reconnect everything up and be on our way finally. Anyway, yeah, I was going to watch Formula One. I got that up on the TV there. Got first practice. But of course I can't really watch it while we're running up, so because then I can't pay attention. But anyway, Benjamin was going to be watching that. I think after this ops over here, I'm going to sit on the couch with Ben and we'll watch some F1 practice, go have some lunch. Right there is good. Always fun to do a little rail fanning here. While everybody else is running around being crazy, shopping for all sorts of crap they don't need. Alright, we'll back up, grab all our cars, grab our car cards and waybills. We'll take a quick look at them and be on our way. About half a car to go. Bang. Give it a good bang there. Let me make sure it's connected up here. Got a little funky. There we go. We got it. Alright. Get a little stretch here. Let's make sure we reckon we got everybody. Yep. Alright. So before we go, we'll grab our car cards over here. And as you can see, I got to put these in the right order. So the gondolas are now in the back, and these two guys are in the front. There we go. Of course, you can't see anything right there. There we go. Okay, got the gondolas in the back, got all the box cars. You can see everywhere we're going. We're going to Reliable Lumber. Soundtracks is getting a car. 2 box cars for Surfers Outlet. And then Sanford & Son getting the 2 empty gondolas. I'll grab those and put them in my pocket. Alrighty. Let's get this show on the road there, Mr. Torres. It's a big line of cars. I don't know how much we're going to get done today, as always. I know somebody was saying it'd be nice to kind of have the whole video, you know, start to finish, but like I said in the last couple of videos, I'm just going to go with how it goes, you know. All right, that looks good. We're all pulling out. As we're pulling out, let's go say hi to Ben. He's over here chilling out. He's like, Dad. Whoop. Why? Oops, sorry there. Almost spooked him. Hey, Benjamin. Chilling out on the couch, huh? All right, we're almost done. We're going to go and we're going to do the train. And then we can sit here. I'll pet you and we'll watch Formula One. Okay? All right. So he's good. Let's get the bridge up over here. I always say bridge, but it's I don't know, swing up section. Let me get my coffee in place, which I know this will freak everybody out. There we go. Hey, don't worry. It's a toy train set in my garage. If I put a coffee cup on it, it's all good. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was thinking I really got to get working on some stuff here now, finally. And now at least Thanksgiving is out of the way. Ooh, street crossing. Oh, street crossing needs a little cleaning there. Looking nice. Got a honk for the horses down here. Yeah, we're gonna have our first stop where we're gonna have our first turnout changed over. Don't worry, I'll put the camera down soon enough and stop all the shaking. Right there's good. Anyway, yeah, I gotta get working on stuff over here. You know, somebody mentioned about they were watching one of the videos and they were like, hey, did you ever think about putting like fascia, you know, turnout throws? And I was like, I had to go like, yeah, I got them on the new section, but not the rest of the layout. So yeah, I gotta get those done over here. And then what I was really looking at was my car card boxes here. I only have the one that's over there in the yard. And I really got to make these things up because I do kind of like using the car cards and stuff, even though I just run here by myself, you know, with these things. And if you followed my channel for any amount of time, you know I have tried every different which way to do operations. I've used JMRI, I've used switch lists, I've used manual created switch lists, I have used rolling dice, you know, and just randomly picking things. I've used a myriad of different ways of doing operations. And one of the things I really liked, or I kind of thought I was missing, was that whole sort of tactile feel. Let's see, let's set you down over here. And that's what I like about the car cards, is, you know, it's sort of like, I like the little colors and things. It's sort of like little Monopoly cards. It's kind of fun doing that. All right, let's see here. So, here's what we're gonna do. We gotta start thinking about what we're gonna do, obviously. Obviously here, I meant to say. So, let's just stop right there and take a quick look over here. So we got the two wood cars there, flat car and the center beam. They're getting swapped out with these guys. Then it's going to get a little bit complicated over here at Jack Surfboards because we're picking up the hopper, we're picking up that light blue box car, that red, brown, whatever you want to call it, box car over there. He is actually in an off-spot location, signified by my little off-spot card here. So he's getting respotted. So like he's going to get moved. That box car is going to get moved over to like where that hopper is, sort of thing. And then I think we got at least one or two cars, box cars in our incoming train that are going to get put over there. So let's just we got to pull forward a little bit because we got to do a runaround to start out with here, and we got to change our turnout. And I always like this little scene. Here's my favorite, probably one of my favorite scenes here on the layout. Oh, I know I got something else I want to talk about while we get rolling through here. Speaking of scenes, now I know I've ooh, wait a minute, are we going far enough? Yeah, we went a little bit too far. I got to thinking, which is a bad thing. Let's cut them off right across the street here. There we go. That's good. And now we got enough room in the back to do our runaround. So let me put that here. And find a skewer. I think I had all my skewers back in the yard here. There we go. We'll get disconnected, do our runaround, and then did I get that? I kind of did not. All right. All right. Ugh, really? Engineer Rick? Back into the train. All right, here we go. Let's see. We're going in the right direction. No. There we go. All right, there we go. So, I know I've kind of talked about this before, way in the past, a number of times, but it was sort of my philosophy on my railroad, you know, because people always think, or I shouldn't say people think, I think, well, there's different ways of doing your model railroad, your layout kind of thing, right? And different sort of thought processes that go into it. You know, you might have one of those layouts where you want it to be absolutely prototypical. I mean, and there's layouts like that, you know, where they're prototypical, you know? You know, they measure out the building sizes and build the buildings exactly and all that kind of stuff like that. And then they've got a big, huge, you know, basement or something like that, so they can, you know, build their empire to scale, sort of thing. And then there's guys that do freelance, so they just kind of like, they like having a bunch of scenes. They like seeing a train running, you know, down a long straightaway or through some S-turns, through the mountains, over a bridge, through a tunnel, you know, down by the river, something like that. And that's cool. Now, my layout is all about switching. So the whole layout is basically one big giant switching puzzle or switching layout. I don't know what you want to call it. But so even though it's you know, it's quite the size here, right? I mean, if I take a big look around, here's orange. You know, we've got excuse me, we got our yard here. Like I said, we go into here. We've got all the industries over here. And on this side, we've got everything that comes down to the dead end in Huntington Beach. But everything is all switching. So, I kind of like the idea of just having a lot to do. I'm not one for having, the train kind of running through a scene per se, but kind of, but not like, I want to see a train, big long train with 50 cars running through a tunnel and over a bridge kind of thing. I like that little last mile switching, scene. I like to see the local guys running their little local, switching out a couple of boxcars at some warehouse. That's what I like. And so that's what the whole layout is based on. But also, speaking of scenes, that's why I have my little black fascia and black valance, whatever the hell it's called. Because the way I picture my layout, it's kind of like a big giant Universal Studios backlot, right? This is the entire backlot of SoCal Edison or SoCal scale models. Sorry, this is like the backlot. These are little scenes that are all set up for us to put the camera down here and watch this little thing happen right here. That's the way I kind of worked my layout here. And so sometimes if you look at kind of the big picture, it doesn't kind of make sense, right? But if you've ever been to a movie, studio lot, it sometimes don't make sense, Things don't really make, that they're not the right size, but hey, in the camera is just, camera makes everything look perfect. We might not have the right distances between the industries and things like that, but that's okay because we can set our camera up over here, and say that we're filming soundtracks right here, or we're filming us crossing the street here in Huntington Beach, or we're over here switching out, jack surfboard sort of thing. All right, anyway. Speaking of camera, let me put that down. That's that. We got that. We start heading in the right direction over here. Okay, first up, and I think this is the only thing we're going to get done today, is we're going to grab our two empties right here, get them out of the way, and drop off our two wood cars. I can tell by the timing, I think, that's about all we're going to have for today's Black Friday op session. But I can't remember why I started thinking about that sort of idea of what do you think of when you're designing your layout. I think of this right here, exactly what you're looking at, and that's also why you see in the background I have blue sky and mountains and things like that. I think I said that before. It kind of irks me when I look through magazines and and I get it, they Photoshop in. I'm looking for Carl. Oh, here he is. Carl, the industry rep. Get over here. You need to get over here, get rid of this blue flag here. There we go. But yeah, I've harped on that before about how, you look at the nice pictures of different scenes in a magazine on somebody's layout, and they're almost always photoshopped. Ooh, wait a minute, I think we can get it. Yep, right there, perfect. They always Photoshop in the background, and I don't like that. I'd rather see, somebody that has a big layout, kind of like mine. It's not super big, but maybe just make a scene just like this, right? Where it's all in one. Nothing is photoshopped over here. I guess you could say the mountains are photoshopped, but they're not photoshopped in the picture. What I'm getting at. So I wish people would at least think of that. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe I could spur them on. If you're one of those guys and you're not thinking about your background, you should kind of think about, you know, your scene that you're creating, even if it's just a little layout and it's just one little spot, you know. Maybe it's a, you know, a little run through the wooded area over here, this sort of thing, you know. But I can put a camera, or while I'm sitting here, you know, I'm looking at that scene. I see everything I need to see. I don't need to Photoshop anything else. Alrighty, let's get rid of these two guys. We're way over there by the giant coffee cup. Don't worry, that coffee cup is this Southern California now. We have like the big donut. There's a big coffee stand over there. We'll drop these two guys off over here. Drop the pickups up right here. And we're gonna have to block the street here, unfortunately, because otherwise we'll be blocking the industry lead right there. So, well, actually, you know what? No, we can push it all the way back here. We got to go over here. I'll make this even longer. Let's see here. You can watch this lovely scene over here. Check out the chicks over here getting their Black Friday pre-shopping, I don't know what, food stop right there. Yeah, we'll push back over here a little bit. Sorry for the shakiness. Right there is good. There we go. All right. Let me stop right there, get these guys disconnected. Of course, this is where it would help if I was if I was on a tripod, but at least my camera does a halfway decent job of taking some of my handshake out. I know I said I was going to set the camera down, but whatever. Kind of wanted to talk about that sort of the framing of your little model railroad scene that you're making. Right there is good, Engineer Rick. Let's get something done over here. Holy smokes, Black Friday. We'll be blocking traffic. Here we go. You got the local vagrant underneath his tarp right there. Usual California thing. Hurry up there, Engineer Rick. My hand's getting tired and the battery is running low. Alright guys, that's it for now. My battery says it's done. So I'm going to cut it right here. We'll let these guys get cut off. That's it for now. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.